Hi Bomb.com moms, and welcome back to my channel. On this channel, I share tips, tricks, and hacks on continuing to be a Bomb.com mom. Now, today I would like to talk to you guys about how to avoid tantrums altogether. If that interests you, keep watching. For those of you who don't know, I am currently a preschool teacher. And I've been a preschool teacher for many, many years. But before I was a preschool teacher, I was a mom of 3 small children under the age of 3. I was a young mom. I have all teenagers now. So obviously, I had my first child when I was 5 years old. Don't do the math. Anyway, let's move on. I say all that to say, my children have never had a tantrum. Literally not one tantrum ever. Now, I don't say that to impress you. I say that to impress upon you that it is possible for children not to have tantrums at all. It's a real possibility. As a matter of fact, I am currently a child care provider. We have very minimal, if any, tantrums from the multiple children that we keep on a daily basis. I have figured out, at least I like to think that I have, the secret to avoiding tantrums altogether, and I'm going to share it with you. I came up with an acronym for it, and the acronym is TEN. T-E-N. It stands for T. Whatever the child wants and they ask you for, you turn it down. But it's the way that you turn it down. Let's say little Sarah comes up to you and she says, I want to go to bed at 9 p.m. And she knows her bedtime is 8 p.m. Well, you don't say to Sarah, girl, bye. You better take your little sleepy tail or your bloop, bloop, bloop tail and get into bed. Or, no, Sarah, you know your bedtime is 8 o'clock and you're going to come up in here and try to ask for it to be 9 o'clock? Get your behind in the bed. Stop all that playing. You know it's time for bed. And what is Sarah going to do 9 times out of 10? Is she about to go to bed? No, she's not. She's about to be upset with you, and she's about to make you pay for it. In whatever way she's about to make you pay for it. She might have a little tantrum. She might have a little cry. She might have a little pout. She might have a little attitude. She might go in her room and make a mess. She might go in her room and play for the next 2 hours and decide not to go to sleep. But whatever it is she's about to do, she's not about to necessarily do what you want her to do. And if she does do it, she's not about to be happy about it. She's probably going to get her little feelings hurt. And what's the point in hurting feelings of children if you just don't have to? You get a lot further with children when you're nice to them. When you do turn it down, you say, no, your bedtime is 8 o'clock. You know that. We've already discussed this. Why do you think your bedtime should be any different? Let them answer you. They give you a reason and you say, okay, well, that's a decent reason. I can see why you think that. That's still not the decision I'm going to make for this evening. This evening, you're still going to go to bed at 8 o'clock. But I do thank you for asking. I appreciate it. Very respectful. Then, letter E, you explain. Have you ever told your child, no? Well, why not, Mom? Because I said so. Well, what did you get in return? Did you get a child that said, okay? Or did you get, but why, Mama, but why, Mama, but Mama, but Mom, but Mom, but Mom. Yeah, you possibly got that or some variation of that. Or, right? Let's imagine you turn it down. No, I'm not doing that, Sarah. And here's why. Tomorrow you need to get up for school, or tomorrow we have an appointment, or I need you to get your rest. Whatever the reason is, you tell your child the reason. You explain it to them because children understand so much, and they understand much more than we give them credit for. So if you tell a child the answer is no, and here is the reason, they're liable to listen to you. Then that takes you to letter N. That stands for next. So after you have explained to them, you tell them what they can do next. You give them two options or one option. One option is, now, what you can do is stand here and continue talking to me, and then you and I are going to have a problem. Or you can go ahead and go to bed at 8 o'clock, like we've already discussed. Which do you choose? They're going to choose going to bed at 8 o'clock. Now, for a while, giving them two choices is going to be very helpful to help transition them. But eventually, you won't necessarily even have to give a child two choices because they understand that you have set these boundaries in place. And so when you use language like this, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. And you can still be respectful to the child as the parent, which will prompt the child to then be respectful with you. So let's put this all together. To avoid tantrums, you count on up to 10. First, you turn it down. Turn it down respectfully. Be kind, be gentle, because you always want to pour into your child what you want your child to pour out into the world. If you pour negative or unkind language into your child is going to then go out and pour that out into the world. So always try to make sure that you are kind and respectful with your children and watch what you get back out of them. Secondly, explain it. Tell them why you're making the decision that you're making. Tell them why you are declining what they're asking you for. And then next, you give them two options, or you tell them what the next option is. If the child wants to go to bed at 9 o'clock and they have to go to bed at 8 o'clock, you can say, hey, you can't go to bed tonight at 9 o'clock, but how about on Friday I'll let you go to bed a little bit later? How about that? The child could say yes. You don't even necessarily have to offer the child a good thing, two good things. You can offer the child a great thing and then a not so great thing. So for example, you could tell the child, well, you could go ahead and go to bed now, or you could stay up, and then Friday you won't get to go to bed late like you usually do. It's your decision. Well, I bet you anything that child number one is not about to have a tantrum because they feel like you have heard them. They feel like you understand what they're saying. So their needs and their wants are validated. But secondly, you have set the boundary of what you will and will not accept. You've done it with respect. So now they are going to, in turn, give you respect. And that's going to make for a peaceful life. So I hope this helps. If it does help, tell me down in the comment. If you're already using a system like this, let me know. And let me know how it's working for you. If you like the content that I'm sharing here, please click the like button and subscribe. Join the family. I come at you every week with new videos with tips, tricks, and hacks on continuing to be a bomb.com mom. Until next time, peace and love.